Hi guys, this is Nightmare3464. I'm going to continue reading Ben's love story with Jessie, chapter 3 and 4. I hope you guys enjoy. Jessie, wait! I ran outside to let out a scream. I fell back into someone's arms. That moon. It was so freaky yet familiar as I was helped up by that person. I realized strange at staring at the moon. It had a freaky smile and eyes. Holy hell. I know where that is from. It's from Majora's Mask. I wanted to thank the stranger who helped me. Thanks for... Ah! I screamed and jumping back, pushing the person who I knew was Ben back almost immediately after screaming. I got angry and grabbed the first thing of his tunic like a shirt. Take me home. Take me home now. I growled. He grabbed my hands gently, praying them from his tunic. Sorry, I cannot do that. At least not now. I claimed silently. Okay, when can you take me back? Later. I sighed. I began walking back to the house. Before I felt a tug on my wrist, looking back at Ben. Well, you're already outside. Well, I might show you around. I nodded and we began walking around. He held my hand still. I just told myself that he didn't want to let me go besides getting lost. Besides, he probably knew what he was doing. Probably. We walked into a closed door, which I haven't seen before. Probably he created it. I walked in. He immediately started going through the clothes ranks. He pulled out a dress that resembles Zelda's, only with a black and blue seam on it. He smiled at me and I gently took it from his hands. You need to blend in some degree. Why? Just try it on. I headed to the dressing room on the left side of the store, and the lady running the shop pulled me off to the side before I went in. Ben, of all people in the village, Ben? I grinned in my teeth. I didn't exactly have a choice. I heard Ben clear his throat. She stopped out of fear in her eyes as she let go of me after I put on the dress. I walked out. Ben was smiling. You look good, Jessie. He elbowed the shop owner. I'm going to assume that he threatened her while I was changing. Doesn't she? He growled. Yes, you look wonderful, miss. She stopped and stepped away from Ben. How much would this cost? Ben glared at her when I was questioning her. Nothing. You can have it, miss. Oh, thank you. You can have a nice day. With that, Ben grabbed my hand and we walked out of the village again. We were walking while we heard a quite buzzing sound. It went past me and it sounded like a tiny wing. Soon I heard a familiar voice. Hey! In front of me I heard Ben groan. I looked in front of it. It was Navi. Hey, listen! She was bothering Ben. Oh, for Pete's sakes, I'm not Link. Go bother him. I giggled and held out my hand for her to land on. I will listen to you, Navi. She flew over to me, just hovering over my hand. Really? I nodded and she continued hovering as she started talking. 1 minute as she was talking about flowers. Next we just Skull Kid. And then she spotted off a place where I could get a heart. I smiled when she finally stopped before flying off and nudging slightly against my side of my face, almost like giving me a hug. Hey, thanks! She flew off. I looked over to see Ben with a goofy smile on his face. What? He shook his head and began walking towards the house again. Ben's point of view. Stupid Navi coming over and starting bothering me when I heard Jessie said that she will listen to Navi. I was shocked at first. I watched the annoying fairy flew over to her and hovering above her hand. Hovering above her hand, Navi began talking. I watched as Jessie nodded and laughed. Honestly, she was too pretty the way the sunlight shined off her jet black hair. As I stared at her, I began smiling. I thought to myself, wow, she's incredible to take the sight of him to listen to one of those most annoying fairies. I know that was a fact. She was amazing. Before Navi flew off, she noticed the sight of Jesse's cheek. Hey, thanks! Then she flew off. Jessie looked at me, seeing me smile. What? I shook my head and began walking towards the house. Then, when we got back to the house, she slept in my bed with the door locked while I slept on the couch. She was reasoning enough, saying, how can I trust you? How could I know that you wouldn't kill me in my sleep? I assumed I wouldn't, but she insisted on locking the door, which, even if I didn't want to kill her, I wouldn't help her concentrating there on this computer in my room. But I was about to correct her to make myself look serious. As I lay on the couch, I heard a voice from the outside. Happy Mask Salesman was outside. Ben! I was still silent. Ben, I know you're awake. I sighed. Go away! There's someone new in Majora's Mask. Would you know anything about that? I said, go away. That's no way to speak to your father. You're not my father. You just act like him. Go away. I heard the door unlock. It was Jessie walking out, rubbing her eyes. Ben, what's the yelling about? Nothing, just... Oh, hello, miss. You must be new here. I'm Happy Mask Salesman. And you are? Jessie. Why? Well, I'd like to know my guest's name. She's not your guest. She's mine. Then I heard his laugh echo everywhere before it bound me that Jessie had disappeared. Jessie! She's mine now, Ben. Don't worry, she'll join us soon. Probably. Wait, what? Probably. Oh shit, he was going to drown her. I began running for the ocean where he was going. I refused to let him drown her.